Without any further ado, I'm going to bring to the stage, Bryce Greene. He's a great journalist, and he writes for Fairness, and Accuracy in Reporting. Welcome, Bryce.
Thank you so much for having me on again, Katie.
Of course. Thanks for coming back. People were very, very excited by your presence, and they wanted you back. So I had to oblige them. I'm accountable to my audience. So very happy to have you back on. We're going to get into a lot of different things, a lot of foreign policy stuff, especially. But want to start off by asking you about a recent article that you wrote. We talked about this a bit last week. The fact that, as you write in your recent piece at Fair, Trump's idling plane got more TV coverage than Biden cutting health care for $15 million. We discussed this last week. It was disgusting. It's incorrigible. The media malpractice is unexcusable. But can you just tell us about some of the numbers in terms of minutes of what was shown?
Oh, right. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, you already went over this, so you know the details. Millions of people are getting kicked off of healthcare, which, major story in America. It affects millions of people. And on the other hand, you have a war criminal con man being indicted for minor charges that may not even stick. You can decide which one is more important, but the media, they think that the Trump story is way more important. This was an analysis from Media Matters, and they cited CNN as having 48 minutes of B-roll of Trump's motorcade, the plane just sitting there. Kind of like they did the empty podium stuff in 2016. And MSNBC, they aired 66 minutes of similar footage. Just the plane idling, the motorcade going up, the plane flying away, just on endless loop. It's because that's what their viewers want to see. Now, compare that to the coverage of the millions of people losing their health care. Well, it wasn't mentioned at all on the Sunday morning talk shows. The ones that set the agenda for what happens in Washington, it was completely omitted. But Adam Johnson, a great writer, former Fair columnist. Yeah, great guy. And he did his own survey, and he found a few scattered mentions of this. It was MSNBC was the most robust coverage with a 2-minute segment.
Whopping 2 minutes. Whopping 120 seconds.
Yeah, and that's probably rounding up. And ABC News aired a 1.5-minute segment. CBS Evening News aired 19 seconds.
Wow.
So this is the serious journalism that's going on in America. They're telling you that we should be concerned about minor charges. It's the president, and it's the first time a president has been arraigned and indicted and all this stuff. It's historic, but there's a first time for everything. What about the first time that some people are going to go to a hospital and be thrown into medical debt? I think that's a far more important story, and it says a lot about our media ecosystem that wasn't even deemed worthy of not even 5 minutes of total coverage. Not even 5 minutes. But an idling plane, that's a huge story. People love to watch the Trump news.
As you referred to, this is reminiscent of during the 2016 campaign when you would have Trump's empty podium. Networks would cut away from a Bernie Sanders speech to show Trump's empty podium. I mean, if that doesn't say everything, I don't know what does.